All right, friends, Peggy Hall back with you from thehealthyamerican.org. And we are going to hop on over here and take a look at this horrible law that is a proposed law in the state of Hawaii. Yes, this does fit in with my what has been kind of my nonstop coverage on RFK, Bobby the Bamboozler. Oh, I know. Many people don't want to face the reality of what's going on, but let's face this reality, shall we? Hawaii governor wants no religious exemption for the school shots. Now, you know how I feel about this Joshi Green do deal. In fact, I have a little video about him, and we're going to come back and talk about this, exactly what you can do to hopefully prevent this tyranny, hostility, and oppression from taking root in Hawaii, like it has done in California, with about 1 million students no longer returning to California schools, which I applaud because the parents have either moved or they are educating them at home, or if they have found and created superior learning alternatives. Now, I have a little video for you that I want to play about Joshi Green New Deal and some of the weird behaviors. And maybe these are some signals that he's sending. But before we do that, let's just have a short word from the sponsor, and we will thank my friends over at noblegoldinvestments.com. You can go there to find out how to secure your future with a gold IRA. And it's very important if you are interested in diversifying. So Noble Gold Investments is giving you an alert. Diversify now. Market crashes strike fast, devastating the unprepared. Just ask NVIDIA investors who saw 600 billion vanish overnight. No warning, no second chances. And Noble Gold has helped thousands diversify their wealth. And you can find out exactly how. They have done it with IRAs, with gold IRAs, and also physical gold. Having managed over 2 billion in transactions, Noble Gold is the trusted choice for Americans and healthy Americans serious about financial security. When you open a qualified account, you will receive 2 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coins absolutely free. And you can go to noblegoldinvestments.com, give them a call at 1-877-646-5347. Remember, there's always a risk of investment. There's no guarantee of any kind, but go to noblegoldinvestments.com to find out how you don't have to just grow your wealth, but how you can guard it. All right, friends, let's take a look here over at, I'm going to play a very quick video for you. And the voiceover comes from a comedian called Sebastian Maniscalco. And I just thought that it was so perfectly suited for this very creepy behavior of Josh Green Do Deal. Yes, that's exactly his nickname. And here we go.
Get away from me! Get away from me! How does this happen? After one Band-Aid, isn't that a hospital visit? What are you trying to fix with Band-Aids? One box of Band-Aids should last your entire life. This is a one-time purchase. When you die, you should have leftover Band-Aids for generations to come. I don't know what's underneath the Band-Aids. There's always a Band-Aid.
All right, friends, and you can see I have a couple of other videos asking that question. Why all the weird Band-Aids? Very weird Band-Aid symbolism. In this video here, I showed the Band-Aid logo for healthcare being, for housing being a public health emergency. That's right. That's exactly what Joshi said, that housing was a healthcare emergency. And isn't it interesting that he presided over the mass destruction of Lahaina, preparing the way for the rebuild, the smart cities, the 15-minute cities? Isn't it interesting that Newscomb has presided over the destruction of California, in many areas, most recently Pacific Palisades, also clearing the way for the Pack'em and Stack'ems. And I find it interesting that Netanyahu has presided over the destruction of Gaza. Yes, I'm going to be covering that for you tomorrow, including the comments by his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who first floated the idea of just evicting all of the Palestinians from their homeland. Oh, yes, didn't you know it was called the Palestine Authority? Yes, that was the official name under the British control of that region. I'll break that all down for you tomorrow. That's actually my area of expertise. I have a master's degree in international policy with an emphasis in Arab affairs, and I will break that down for you. But it's very interesting that all of these areas are now poised to be rebuilt. And as Joshi would say, built back better. Well, you know what? He likes to destroy things. And before we go on and look at, I want to break this down for you here, these no religious exemptions. I thought it was funny that my videos have picked up steam here on X. Oh, I can't even believe I called it that. On Twitter, somebody is also asking about the code of the crazy Band-Aid situation with Joshi. The Band-Aids change to different colors almost daily. He usually makes sure they are seen in his photos. In my video, I had a couple of frame grabs that were covering some of those images, but you could see very clearly. And I think this is hilarious. The Josh Green starter pack. There's the Band-Aids, and of course the World Economic Forum, and he's got his whiteboard. And others are talking about these rituals of poking their fingers. It's very just despicable. And also, apparently this was, let's see, people were talking about, well, has also been picked up by the Civil Beat, which is an online, it may even be in print, but I know it's an online media outlet that I have looked at quite a bit over the last few years. And they also have shown these Pikachu bandages wrapping his fingers. When I did a quick Giggle search, I also found out that people are asking this question on Reddit. And they are using my video to say, is he signaling? What is he signaling with all of these Band-Aids? So just to set the record that I have been following this creepy guy for some time, ever since the intentional destruction, as I'm going to call it, of what happened there in Lahaina. And I want to bring this to your attention for two reasons. Number one, if you live in Hawaii, or if you would like to support this group, it's called Aloha Freedom Coalition. They have been doing what we're doing in California and what many of you are doing in your states, standing up and speaking out against these unconstitutional, unfathomable, ridiculous, ludicrous, oppressive, tyrannical bills that will, I predict, become law. And this is it, HB 1118. The Committee on Health is having their hearing, and the testimony is due 24 hours before the hearing. So if you would like to send that in, you can get all of this information here. And if you're not on Instagram, you can just follow this URL, which is tinyurl.com/HB1118. Let me know in a comment, do you live in Hawaii? Have you lived there? I know people that do live there, and they have told me what they suffered under this man, not just under the destruction of Lahaina, but previously how shut down it was with nary a case. Yeah, of course, we know that cases are real and that they are diagnosed with a very, of course, very reliable test, as some would say. And there you have it, very shut down. This would require all children to get the jabs to attend any public school in Hawaii. That's exactly the law in California right now. Religious exemptions will no longer be allowed. That's the illegal status in California as well. They will repeal any non-medical exemptions from the school shot requirements. That's what this bill will do. And if you want to fight against this, you can sign up to testify remotely via Zoom or show up to testify in person if you are there in Honolulu. Now, what I thought this was interesting, I actually left a comment and I said, maybe RFK can help. Oh, wait, He just publicly recommended that all parents follow the CDC jab schedule and that these shots save millions of lives and that he wants to protect vaccines. Those are his very words. Now, if this gets even more interesting, and I want to say from the get-go, I support action. I am applauding the Aloha Freedom Coalition. I have, in the early years, I did Zoom calls. We did a lot of strategizing with many individuals in Hawaii because they were being arrested just for walking on the beach, kind of like they were in California. So I stand with those who are speaking out and standing up and educating others and rallying others to take action. I applaud it. It's important. I myself was engaged in a lawsuit against the Orange County Board of Supervisors. That's exactly what they appear to be. Those public serpents who to this day still have a public health emergency against COVID. I said it, in Orange County because they broke the law, they violated their oaths, and no one in authority seems to care. But stay tuned next month. We'll see all of the charades, I guess, of the federal government and what they are going to do to sentence one of the top public serpents, Andrew Doe, who, along with his daughter Doe, stole a lot of dough. And these dodo birds got caught, but they probably are going to be left off easy. So I know all about standing up against the oppressors, the hypocrites, the tyrants, the evil doers, that's spelled DEWERS, and the powers that shouldn't be, who are all working for the one world disorder. Friends, I've done several videos. I must have dozens and dozens of videos all about Hawaii, about Josh Green New Deal, about how he is literally, how do I put it politely, in bed, United Nations, how he himself said he wants to build back better, or was that burn back better in the wake of Lahaina, and that the government should take over that land. And Newscomb is following the same playbook. And I find that very interesting. But what really troubles me, let's move on to another of their posts here. All right, this, okay, I'm not going to play this, but if you would like to hear AFC, the Aloha Freedom Coalition director, Gary Cordery, imploring that we all band together and fight against Josh Green's tyrannical dictates. And he's calling everyone to oppose this bill. So I applaud that. Now, I'm a little concerned by his third paragraph. We make an appeal to Robert F. Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard that when you're confirmed, you will beam the light and put Hawaii under a microscope, especially the last 5 years, and uncover, I think he means uncover the corruption and greed of those who have dragged Hawaii down a mudslide. Well, I've done that. I've got so many videos where I'm exposing the corruption of these tyrants, the oppressors, the public serpents, the amount of money. It just is mind-boggling. So if you're interested, I will have a link for you after I'm done with this live stream, and you can watch those if you're interested. My concern is making an appeal to Bobby because he bamboozled his believers. I don't know how he would stand up and fight this when, in his own words, let's see, we'll go to let's go to my Instagram page. In his own words, and I'll show you here, he has said that he wants to support the uptake in these shots. Now, I didn't take out of context. Taking something out of context or picking would be, for example, if he were to say, I would never say that I support an uptake in the shots. And then I removed that part where he says, I would never say this, but he didn't. He emphatically stated it, that he wants to protect the shots. So I don't know how he's going to help the Aloha Coalition, Freedom Coalition there. It would be amazing if he did, but he recommends that parents follow this, the CDC schedule, which is what Hawaii, this proposed law, is proposing, so that they will follow that in order to attend the public schools. And of course, Bobby the Bamboozler presented himself as the chairman of the Children's Health Defense. where he earned close to $350,000 a year out of the million that they were raking in. And he either presented himself as someone standing by the millions of moms who had injured children, or he'd let them do all the talking, all the while saying that he was fiercely pro jab, which he has again and again and again. And he states right here that he wants to protect the shots. So he doesn't want to protect the children. And I also wanted to make a comment for those of you that said, well, Peggy, who would you put in there? Because remember, it's up to me to nominate someone. So because it rests on my shoulders, I'm going to nominate Joseph Ladapo, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who is the, my understanding is he is the state health officer for the state of Florida, who has said that these jabs should be, well, how do I put it delicately on this channel? Well, I think you know how he stands. He would like to see those go away. I'll put it that way. So there's someone that actually is a doctor, and he is not a bamboozler. So there's someone that just comes to mind. How about Larry Pavlesky? I'm not sure if he believes in the existence of these invisible pathogens or not. Many of you did not like when I said Sherry Tenpenny. She's a friend of mine. We've done some programs in the past, and you've told me that she believes in the existence of these pathogens. Since you asked for someone else, I would like to know who you have to suggest. I did a deep dive into the history of the Health and Human Services secretaries, and probably all of those are names that we don't even know. So there are plenty of individuals who are qualified, who are not famous, and I don't think we need to have a famous person who is going to bring people like a Pied Piper down the path of rolling up their sleeve for the junior jab. So I just wanted to go on the record for that. And for those of you that are still pounding that drum of he's just doing it, Peggy, until he gets confirmed, then we're really going to see how he feels. Well, no one has ever answered my question, so I'll pose it once more as we're wrapping up this video. Exactly, here's the question. How can you support the potential harms of children who are going to follow his policies that harm children and enrich the pharmaceutical companies, because they are the ones who perform all of these safety trials, so they will be getting tax dollars? How do you rationalize that? People have said, well, you know what, Peggy, parents have to do their own research. They shouldn't listen to him. Oh, okay. So then why did you buy his books? And why did you go to his, why did you go listen to him speak? Why did you donate money to the Children's Health Defense if parents should not listen to him? Why is there a Children's Health Defense? Why do I even have a YouTube channel? Because this is how parents are going to do their research to learn. And they're going to research and they're going to hear RFK say, and I quote, it's not Peggy Hall saying, it's RFK saying, I recommend parents follow the CDC schedule. So for my friends over there in Hawaii that are asking for Bobby the Bamboozler's help, it would be amazing if he did support what you are doing there in Hawaii to shut down these illegal, unconstitutional, unfathomable, ludicrous, ridiculous, and dare I say insane potential laws that they are trying to push through in Hawaii. Friends, tomorrow I'm going to do a deep dive into the history of Gaza. We're going to be looking at Trump's statement of occupying Gaza, of owning it for the United States. I'd like to know what you have to say about that. We're going to be looking at his top donor, Miriam, who I think last count 35 or $40 billion net worth, who also got the Medal of Freedom from the president a few years ago. And he said that was even better than the Medal of Honor that is given to those who have lost their lives in combat. Very, very interesting comments there. So let's see. We've got Joshi at the helm, ruining Lahaina and clearing the path for the new builds. We've got Newscomb at the helm as California is basically being burnt to a crisp to usher in all the new builds. And now we've got Netanyahu at the helm to bomb back better. I think I'm going to have to use that as my new quote, bomb back better. You heard it here first, friends. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, and always over at peggyhall.substack.com. Thanks for being on board, everybody. Let me take a look at some of your comments.
All right, friends, Peggy.
And appreciate Swiss says, I don't need the government to tell me what is safe and healthy. I can figure that out on my own. Vicky says, he had to agree to get that position. Time will tell. So Vicky, I can only conclude you're okay with liars and you're okay with children being harmed. Just drop a comment and say, yes, I am in favor of children being harmed because of his comments. And I'll leave it on that happy note, friends. Always grateful to have you on board. And I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's broadcast. Remember, now it is 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I look forward to